This is Jupiter Today for the 19th of December 2014. Jupiter Today is a daily podcast focusing attention on the Jupiter system for the purpose of monitoring activity. At 0 hours UTC, the position of Jupiter on the celestial sphere is a right ascension of 9 hours, 39 minutes, 29.9 seconds. And a declination of positive 14 degrees, 51 minutes, 23 seconds. The angular separation between Jupiter and the Sun, as seen from Earth today, is 124.523 degrees, and that's 1.05 degrees greater than it was yesterday. The distance between Earth and Jupiter at 0 hours UTC today is 702,593,673 kilometers, and that's 1,944,340 kilometers closer than yesterday. The Earth and Jupiter are moving toward one another at a velocity of 81,014.17 kilometers per hour, and that continues to slow down at an ever-increasing rate. Over the past 24 hours, that velocity has slowed down 992.75 kilometers per hour. The central meridian at 0 hours UTC, CM1, 162.49 degrees, CM2, 197.18 degrees, CM3, 92.47 degrees. At 0 hours UTC, Io begins the day behind Jupiter, but in quadrant 1, moving east. Europa starts the day near its eastern elongation and is now in quadrant 2, heading west. Ganymede spends most of the day in quadrant 1, heading east towards its eastern elongation. And Callisto is just past its eastern elongation, and it spends the rest of the day in quadrant 2, heading west. 6 hours UTC, Io is in quadrant 1, heading east. Europa is quadrant 2. 12 hours UTC, Io is just past its eastern elongation and now in quadrant 2, heading west, playing tag with Europa from our point of view. Of course, Europa is about twice as far away from Jupiter as Io is. At 1800 hours, Io is still in quadrant 2, heading west, along with Europa. And by 0 hours UTC tomorrow, Io and Europa have both transited Jupiter and are now in quadrant 3, heading west. There were 9 Jupiter satellite events. At 1:14, Io reappears from behind Jupiter. At 17:28 UTC, Europa's shadow ingresses. At 19:10, Io's shadow ingresses. At 19:32, Europa begins its transit of Jupiter. At 20:10 UTC, Io begins its transit of Jupiter. At 20:21, Europa's shadow egresses. At 21:27, Io's shadow egresses. At 22:26, the transit of Europa ends. And at exactly the same minute, 2026 UTC, Io's transit ends. Interesting interactions between Io and Europa today. One of the more interesting ones is between 2010 and 2021. Both Io and Europa, the actual moons, and their shadows are both on the disk of Jupiter. There was one satellite mutual event, and that takes place at 22:18 when Europa occults Io. This is an 18.4 minute event with an estimated magnitude flux drop of 0.053, and as you can see, this mutual event occurs when both of the moons are still transiting Jupiter. That would make a fantastic photograph. Okay, 24 hours of Jupiter sky. And now, in 24 hours of Jupiter's sky, you can see Io and Europa are both on the west side of Jupiter from our point of view. In fact, all four moons are on that side of Jupiter. Here come the shadow and transiting events. There goes Europa. There goes Io. Here comes Europa. And here comes Io. The red spot crosses Jupiter's meridian twice today, 3 times today. The first at 0 hours 14 minutes UTC, the next at 10:10, and the third at 20:05 UTC. There were some new images of Jupiter posted. This is with the visible light and the methane light. And this moon, I believe, is Ganymede. Yes. And here's another set. Taken a little bit earlier. Okay, and there was no new radio data and no new papers. So please subscribe. I would very much enjoy hearing your comments and suggestions. You can email those to the email address shown. You can send your pictures of Jupiter, the Jupiter system, also to that email. And until tomorrow, I bid you peace.